of state, Islam out of Europe. Is okay. It's my opinion. Freedom of speech. You're speaking about Trump and Saudi Arabia and all. Just to have two sentences. Trump, he know Arabic Saudi, they hate America. Emirates hate also Israel, but they're afraid of Iran, Shia. They're afraid, that's why, taqiyya, it's called taqiyya in Quran. Love you, Netanyahu, and Trump. Taqiyya, it means in Quran, it means you are in American Muslim, for example. You hate them, you want to kill them because Allah, he tell. But I do taqiyya, I tell, I love you, American. When I meet you in state, when I'm strong, I will kill you. Taqiyya, it means submission. No, you tell something, but in your heart is other thing. I love you, American, but in his heart and brain to kill you, but he cannot. He's not strong. You understand? Taqiyya.
Lying. Liars. They're big liars.
Yeah, liar. Yeah. You can lie in Islam in three cases, in war. And also taqiyya, it's saying it's in Quran. It's Islam. Islam is like this. It's in Quran. Allah, they tell them. You understand? This is the first point. The second point, Arabic Saudi and Gulf. I know geopolitically. Now they have no choice to be together with America and Israel. Why? To destroy Iran. But they think when they destroy Iran after the Gulf, they have milliards, they can destroy also, from inside with Islam, America, and Europe. But that's why, but they don't like Christian. I know the Quran, I know to kill you, but he cannot, he's not he, as you tell comedy. I believe, yes, he wants to destroy, not Iran people, the nuclear and infrastructure. He go with Gulf, Sunnite, just to attack Iran. Yes, and after he will change. You understand my idea? Both they do taqiyya, Yeah, thank you. Mike free, thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Do you understand, Aziz? You can give a thumbs up if you understand. Yeah, Sam is being honest here. So once you stop being Muslim, Sam, then you stop lying? Sam?
Yes. The way I stopped Muslim 15 years ago, I stopped to love Hamas, I stopped to love Palestine, I stopped to hate America, France, because they colonized us. I am original from Tunisia. Then I changed. I was savage. Now I'm human. When you are in Islam, you are savage. Muhammad with Quran, Allah, he make you savage. But when you go out from Islam, you are human. You love Jews. You love. I was in Israel, America, of course. I love France. You understand? All Muslims they hate Jews. All Muslims they want to destroy Jews. All Jews. I know, but they don't taqiyya. They learn us when we are children in Tunisia, in Egypt, and all. You should know. Wake up, Christian and Jews, don't let them in your country, destroying your country, because they are, invasion. They want to colonize and change the bigger plasma in France. It's done. Islamization is done approximately in Sweden, in Germany, in England is Afghanistan, is Kandahar for me. It's a long story. And state, until now you are controlling Muslim. When you will be more than 2% Muslim is problem. Believe me, they must be 0.5%. When they are 30%, they have to take the country. Look, Ethiopia, they are Muslim 17%. They are the other Orthodox. They take Jews. All Muslims, they want to destroy Jews. All Jews, I know. But they don't see it. As well, first minister is Ahmed, is Muslim, and they put Ethiopia, the majority Ahmed, and they are white. They will do the same state when they are much. Also in Sweden, also in Germany. I'm ex-Muslim and know what they do with Islamic brotherhood, brotherhood in America. They are planning Islam equal for me. Islam equal ISIS equal Muslim Brother equal Daesh equal Shabab equal Boko Haram. I know very good. What they are planning. In Quran, they must take all the world Islam, and after even the Vatican, and after they broke the cross. Beware about this. Beware, I tell you, in books in Arab. I don't know they translate false in English. Terrorism 860. It's ترهبون عدو الله. Terrorism enemy of Allah in American and all, but they do it fight the enemy of God. Their translation is false. Many like this. Okay, thank you. Mike 3.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Those are stronger words than I would have been able to use to condemn this. I mean, clearly you know more about this than I do. So I thank you very much, Sam. Thank you for sharing.
There's a lot of...
Welcome. And I add something, comedy, very important. Read your story, American. When 1760 like this, the first war after English army go is war with Islam. Your general, the Muslim in Algeria, North Africa, Algeria. What's name is Barbaros, and general he go before Washington, before George Washington. First war he go to recuperate it was war with Barbaros, Barbaros in North Africa. Read your story. The first war is against Muslim. Believe me, and the ambassador of state, he go in Libya, he speak with the minister of Barbaros. He tells them in Libya, our Quran tell the verse 5, Surah 5, verse 5. He tell them our Allah to kill اقتلوا المشركين حيث وجدتموهم. Kill no Muslim where you find them. You understand? Read your history, the true history, you'll find it. Thank you, Mike. Sam.
Okay, we have Phoenix on the stage. Phoenix, is there something you want to say?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Is that it? What the fuck?
Shut your ass off, normal.
Why would I do that?
Because your ass is nasty.
What do you have to do with that? Is it something that's within your brain right now? You're thinking about my nasty ass?
The Phoenix just descended from the room very rapidly. Well, happy Memorial Day, everyone. All right, it's 11:38 a.m. CST, and the date is May 26, 2025. I want to thank you all for being here. El Normo, do you have any additional positive messages you'd like to tell the room this beautiful morning, this happy Memorial Day?
Well, thank you to all of the men and women of any creed, color, nationality who died for us defending freedom on this Memorial Day. Thank you, and I hope I can be worthy of your sacrifice, and I hope I can repay it in some way. That's what I have to say, Con.
You know, the now, in my opinion, is a compression of the past and the future. And so the most important choice now is always your communication. And that's what you say and what you listen to. And, when Moses and Aaron had to deal with God and the golden calf and the angry people, Aaron commanded them to take the gold from their ears. So part of the biggest problem with a lot of these spammers on this app is they actually get a lot of ears to look at their spam, and that's the problem with toxic communication. Is if you do scratch a bigot's itch, he's going to look your way. But anyways, I'm just saying that so much of the communication here is political.
Be worthy of your sacrifice. Yeah, I hear you.
I think the most important thing is not to take this app seriously. I just view it as it's like Facebook. It's all spam. It's everything is just spam. It's a question of awareness of how much time you're giving to spam, and then you can course correct and optimize your life or counteract the spam in a creative way. It's like transmutation or synergy. You have to kill two birds with one stone on this app, otherwise you become a victim of spam.
Yeah. Well, I don't take the app seriously, but I take myself seriously. And I try to be careful with my words. And I use this app to clarify what I think. Not unlike Hamlet in the eponymous play by Shakespeare. By articulation, I seek clarification and redemption.
I don't know if you're using X at all, but what's amazing is you can ask Grok a question right in your post. You can say, hey, at Grok, summarize this concept, summarize this link, etc. You can use AI to essentially compress communication now, and also synergistically create content while you're actually using the AI chatbot to create the content. It's just kind of an innovative way to create content. But communicating with people here is also a unique experience because everybody is essentially 65 million years of evolution communicating their personality in a way, or lack thereof. And really, personality is basically large language modeling. So a lot of, again, from a native English speaker, I recognize that a lot of international speakers are here essentially running their algorithm versus our algorithm, which is our language, large language model. So it's an interesting experience to speak with non-native English speakers, but I also say that I know that the opportunity cost from consuming their spam on this app is that I'm looking at 1,000 books in front of me, and I know how much more useful a book in front of me is than actually communicating with somebody here on this app, because I'm not creating larger language models and concepts and historical frames within my own self. So that's why I say if you can use this app synergistically, there's less of an opportunity cost to using it. However, anyways, those are my thoughts. So anybody else want to say anything? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, a quick clothing thoughts. My clothing thought. Yes, let's remember all of the people that have served well and honorable, grateful for the freedom that they did fight for. I think that there's also a lot of space that we can also give to the innocent civilians that have been slaughtered during war unjustly.
On his return, Americans showed their gratitude.
I think we should
In
also
General
remember
Pershing's words, it didn't hurt America to have a general so bold that he was dangerous.
the town, chapter 30. Force is followed by loss of strength. This is not the way of Tao.
Whose 8th Air
That
Force
which
endurance
goes
did so
against the
much to
Tao
assure final
must
victory.
perish.
No unit, no
I don't
individual won the
think that
war.
we should dominate
We're
the bride.
fortunate at having won
Obviously,
here
it's
tonight
simple, very basic
with
things.
us who had a large
But
part.
specifically when it comes to language, the outsource and mentality, I think is very dangerous. I think we should remember that each of us are individuals first.
Fight by
Just
side
large largest majority
General
on the
George
planet.
Patton.
That's everywhere. Who you are, you have the right to self-defense.
Soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, coming over here, there was a very great lesson. The first 4 hours, we passed over a destroyed land. Utterly destroyed. You who have not seen it do not know what hell looks like from the top. That's what Germany looks like. That Austria looks like. That's what any place Air Force and the Third Army waits on looks like. You must remember this. That from Brest, these towns in southern Germany and Austria, whose names I can't pronounce, but whose places I have removed. The trail of the Third Army and the 19th Tactical Air Command of the 8th Air Force is marked by more than 40,000 white crosses, 40,000 dead Americans.
Few realized how deeply he felt about his men.
Initiate violent aggression and not
Germany, with no more battles to win, Patton watched Americans compete on the plane. Again, he saw the fighting spirit, the will to win, a quality he loved and admired, which epitomized himself. Struggle was the test of a man. War, the supreme struggle, provided the highest test.
They would be like Europa, bigger plasma, Islamization, Balkanization, Afghanization. I hope not. Bye. Thank you very much.
Okay, so this has been the USA Memorial Day room. I threw Israel up in the title there with a sun. Anybody else in the room want to say anything? It's now 11:48 a.m. CST. And then I'm going to read something from a book and remind everybody to read a book today or tomorrow or the next day out loud. Just read it on Clown House. No need to just keep talking and talking and talking. It's not getting anybody anywhere. 5 years of spinning around. It's a dance, everybody. It's the song that never ends. Until you personally pick up a book and read it. Use the app. Flip it on its head upside down and just start using the app to read books to people. Oh, El Normo, it'll be the biggest, most exciting thing that's ever happened to you. Because then you can reprogram people here, you know. First, get them into a deep meditative relaxation state, and then hypnotize them with a book. Or just read them the book from the very beginning. It's just a thought. Oh, El Normo, you'll like this one. This is a treasury of Jewish maxims and aphorisms. Curiosity, the first step to betrayal. Every man thinks himself a great actor who deserves a wider audience. One woman is enough. Friendship after love is like smoke after fire. The more superb a writer, the less literary is his writing. Like society, like literature. Only that which comes with great effort is easy to read. Friendship with a woman always ends in love. One goes to the theater mainly for the intermissions. Your church is where you feel God's inspiration, not where you see the cross, walls, and stones. On your face, I sadly note the last stage of all misfortunes, boredom. Tango, a sad thought to which one can dance. One needs to learn death as we learn life. Love makes discoveries, dissipation makes inventions. Never, a silly word, one can never comprehend it. You will learn more wisdom from one wife than from 1,000 mistresses. A thief could easily come to terms with a policeman if it was not for the victim. Faith moves mountains on the backs of the faithful. Once I faked virtue, now I fake desire. An ounce of gain, a pound of envy. A friend in need is a friend indeed, but it's better to feed illusions at a good dinner. The women I dreamt of never refused me. God makes so many beautiful women, but they always scold a womanizer. Experience God's gift when you no longer need it. Who has loved 100 times does not know love. Big quarrels should be settled with little losses. More courageous is he who fears not the whip but fame. When 1,000...
Is this Epictetus?
No, this is a treasury of Jewish aphorisms.
Wow, they're very good. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, they are good, aren't they? I like this book. It's they're very quick little eureka moments. They're very great, reflective, and wise tools. When 1,000 sheep realize that they have 2,000 horns, watch out, shepherd and sheepdog. An empty head nods more easily. Do not desire your neighbor's wife in vain. Tragedy, to fall in love with a face and marry the whole woman. Throw a lucky man into water and he'll surface with a fish in his mouth. Life, a lifelong death sentence. A pessimist says all women are loose. An optimist does not, but he has hopes. Fidelity, a strong itch with a prohibition to scratch. Even the most beautiful legs end somewhere. The difference between camels and men. A camel can work a week and not drink. A man can drink a week and not work. A horse has 4 legs, one at each corner. That's medalomania, like military soldiers get medals. Conscience, that quiet voice which whispers that someone is watching. Egoist is someone who cares more for himself than me. A virtuous girl never chases after boys. Whoever saw a mousetrap chasing mice? Success, something your friends will never forgive you. Raisin, a worried grape. A flea, an insect which has gone to the dogs. Corpus delecti, a delicious body. In partibus infidelium, she is unfaithful, but only partly. Wit is a very important part of a woman's outfit. You can never be too picky when choosing parents. Nothing moves a man as much as the tears of the woman he begins to love. and nothing irritates him as much as the tears of the woman he loves no longer. Love is a dainty golden little box in which you will find a carefully prepared and concealed little bill. The most important things in life happen only once. What the shell absorbs in youth, of that it will smell in old age. The way is never long to one's beloved. Love without money, gateway to misery. A good wife is the husband's crown. Where the tail rules, the head blunders. Where the devil can't manage, he'll send a woman. Mother's voice is God's voice. She is not the mother who bears, but the one who rears. A guest in the house is God in the house. What one thinks when sober, one says one when drunk. The tavern will not spoil a good man, nor the church mend a bad one. As Jacob to God, so God to Jacob. Who digs pits under others, falls into them himself. The man has not yet been born who can please everyone. Do not shoot with powder when you can shoot peas. God guards the guarded. The drowning man clutches at a razor. Better an ounce of luck than a pound of gold. The violin does not play for everyone. Money is a good servant, but a poor guide. The threshold's too high for my feet. Dog barks, carriage rides on. Go into debt, but make a good showing. Who wants to hit a dog will find a stick. The master's eye fattens the horse. Shake a hoe at the sun. To a wise head, 2 words are sufficient. The word flies out a sparrow, but comes back an ox. Okay, that's a treasury of Jewish aphorisms. I hope you enjoyed that. Happy Memorial Day. Okay, this will be the last brief thing I read, and then I'm going to end the room. These are the golden sayings of Epictetus. I'm just going to read 2 pages and create some YouTube videos. These are 60-second clips. I would categorize this as Greek or Roman philosophy, and I think it's pretty profound. Here we go. I think I know now what I never knew before, the meaning of the common saying, a fool you can neither bend nor break. Pray heaven I may never have a wise fool for my friend. There is nothing more intractable. My resolve is fixed. Why? So madmen say too, but the more firmly they believe in their delusions, the more they stand in need of treatment. Oh, when shall I see Athens and its Acropolis again? Miserable man, art thou not contented with the daily sights that meet thine eyes? Canst thou behold aught greater or nobler than the sun, moon, and stars? Than the outspread earth and sea? If indeed thou apprehendest him who administers the universe, if thou bearest him about within thee, canst thou still hanker after mere fragments of stone and fine rock? When thou art about to bid farewell to the sun and moon itself, wilt thou sit down and cry like a child? Why didst thou hear? And what didst thou learn? The meaning of the... Okay, that'll be it. This is the kingdom of God is within you. That's Luke 17:21. Okay, everybody, hope you've enjoyed this room. This has been my USA Memorial Day Israel special. Dr. Sean Malika, health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength. Talk to you all soon.
What are you arguing? Of course they do. What are you talking about?
No, you need
Anyway,
huge data centers. You need huge data centers.
No.
Quite a lot of electricity.
No, so the programming and the
Welcome back to Concrete Special Hour, where he will spam you for an hour. Concrete never shuts the fuck up. All he does is do communication spam. Welcome to the Concrete Spam Happy Hour. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. I hope you all do well with Concrete Spam. It's nothing but communication spam. I wouldn't even call it hypnosis. I would just call it spam. Back to you, Dr. Concrete Spam.
Imagine if I was famous and all of these fans that were like mentally deranged and constantly following me around. That shit would suck, bro. Imagine a non-famous person having this fans. It's crazy. Anyway, anywho, they definitely got books on language. You're the other guy, right? Anyway, so that's two fans for a non-famous guy. Doesn't matter that you came in and you are trolling incessantly, and it's embarrassing. There it is. Anyway, nobody cares. Like, you're knowing everybody else is entertainment. Like, everybody else is suffering because you're such a fan. Yes. Because you're such a fucking fan. You're right. Okay. Anyway, so the whole point is, Michaela, if there is I'll actually PDR a book on large language models. I think I even have it in my fucking outbox or cart. That was like one of my next projects. If they can figure out what goes into them, they can figure out how to limit them, Michaela. I don't think it's a big deal.
This is what the people are saying, is that alignment, they would have to understand. It's not alignment means being able to figure that out. And they haven't been able to do it in the 10 or 20 years.
They haven't figured out what?
Well, bring something recent or
They haven't figured out what, Michaela?
alignment. How do you align
What does that mean?
towards human values?
Oh my God.
Okay? They can't. You have to. Have you ever heard of Eliar Yudkowsky? He's the one who got me onto this 2 or 3 years ago. Look him up, Eliar Yudkowsky. He had just had a recent interview, and look up the AI 2027, and watch these presentations on YouTube, and then figure out which books you want to buy, because the books have to be very recent. And I think a book.
Welcome back to another episode of Clownhouse Spam Communication, where for the next 5 to 50 minutes you will be spammed relentlessly with spam. Congratulations, everyone, on participating in this spam social experiment.
You're a clown, but why can't you contribute something better than your stupidness? You would actually stand. If he could, he would have. He can't.
Do you believe that is flat?
Yes. Can you show us how you can have a mass of water without a container? If you believe it.
Can you show me that?
The gravity, Mike. It's gravity. The gravity changed 3 times.
Can you show us that your mind is not flat?
Wait, hold on a second, but does the science of gravity change 3 times, and is it just a theory to this day? Midas, you don't understand scientific theories. They are very powerful. They're almost like sense. They are actual, strong scientific evidence. There you go. That sounds great, man. I wish it was real for them. I mean, it makes them sound real stupid. We have no science to back gravity, or that a ball can have water on the surface, that you can have a mass of water without science. I can take it too. But even if
Can I question my mind? Yeah. Can I question that your mind is flat? Can you first answer that question? Because the water is more small. So what is the water without a container? Answer that question. Then you can go for it. Go ahead.
I think that your mind is flat. Prove me wrong.
Wait, hold on, Midas. Are you saying that we can't model water being in a place without a container?
Facts. There's no mass of water. You can't do any chemistry experiment without a container, a beaker, or some form of containment.
All right, is our atmosphere a container?
Our atmosphere will have to be contained. Because they're trying to tell us that our atmosphere is directly adjacent to a vacuum. And that means our atmosphere will not be contained.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, bro. I think this is a losing battle, irrespective of, because I actually am very sympathetic to flat earthers, but I feel like the worldwide conspiracy is hard to swallow, pause, and I feel like, I think that's pretty much it, the worldwide conspiracy. It's just very difficult to swallow.
Well, that's just a feeling, brother. We have the World Economic Forum, we have the United Nations, we have NASA. These people make $56 billion a year, so they're incentivized to lie. If it is a lie, they'll be incentivized. So if they can't show us an actual gravitational experiment, then how can we take them seriously? If everything they say they have is theory, then I can't take them seriously. They can't prove what they're saying, right?
Well, there's a bunch of people that agree with the theory. What do you do?
Why take it seriously? That's appealing to authority and appealing to consensus. That's actually idiotic. If you understand Nietzsche, this is why I brought up Nietzsche. I was everything force people to prove their thoughts. But see, people are low IQ, so they can't hear me.
What about all the mathematical equations and physics and all of this stuff that supports gravity?
There are none. See, right now, gravity is quantum theory. Right? It's changed 3 times. It was Newton, then with Einstein, and then with Einstein, and now it's changing gravity with quantum theory.
Stop learning science from Facebook, Midas.
What the holographic principle is.
Are you going against science?
Midas, do you use Facebook? How many hours do you use Facebook daily?
I'm not on Facebook. Can you actually answer a question, or you just want to deflect like a little crybaby?
I'd like to interrupt here if I may. I just want to welcome you all back to your own super stupid hypnosis session where you will waste your time listening to really stupid shit. Congratulations, everyone, on wasting your time yet again, falling prey to the word hypnosis game known as Clown House. I give you back your Clown House.
It's only that you get the experience of mentally ill so up close and personal. Thank you, comedy. Having a difference of opinion isn't a sign of mental illness. Being an incessant troll, I think is a sign of mental illness. But if you think that believing that the scientific community isn't like truthful is a sign of mental illness, I would just love to know what is that illness, because what you are dealing with would also be considered a mental illness, because the consensus of the world throughout history has been agreeing with the existence of a God. So for some strange reason, you think you are mentally ill because of your atheism. No, I just asked you, what's the symmetry breaker between an atheist and a flat earther, such that the flat earther is mentally ill, but not you?
Well, the symmetry breaker is that you're sympathetic to one of them. Well, no, the difference is that the person who claims they're atheist has nothing to back them. Me as a flat earther, I actually have evidence and experiments to back me. He's actually using Christian science.
What's your favorite flat earth experiment?
The
curvature of the earth, obviously.
What's your favorite flat earther experiment?
The curvature of the earth, obviously.
Well, that's clearly not answering the question.
Well, let's reframe this as a negative. Midas, what topic do you feel maybe that you are insufficient in knowledge of? What do you not actually know, Midas? What do you think you're weak in? What subject areas or topics do you think you're not really well versed in, Midas? Go ahead, Dr. Midas.
Midas, what name us a flat earth?
Can you show me how you can have water outside of the
Can you show us a flat earth experiment?
The rule.
Experimenting.
experiment, though? Show us a flat Earth experiment.
Yeah. I get a bowl of cereal and I can imitate Africa and Australia, right? And all that stuff.
So you use Fruity Pebbles to represent America, and you use Cocoa Pebbles to represent Africa. But after a while, doesn't all the cereal tend to mix? And do you use whole milk or 2%, Dr. Midas?
Everyone's like repulsed by you, but they're nice to you because they know you're like mentally fragile. You take advantage of it by being an obnoxious weirdo.
No, is that Clubhouse spam, Clubhouse politics, Clubhouse projection? What type of spam is that exactly, Dr. Concrete?
Be so fucking obnoxious. Tone it down a little bit.
Anybody.
I'm sure you can find every experiment once you take some cereal, like,
Can anybody do this?
for no reason.
Like you can have a mass of water without a container. Can you get a cup of water to drink without a cup? Go ahead.
Interesting. I never thought about it that way, Dr. Midas. Have you ever taken a sprinkler and just sprayed it up in the air and caught all the driblets and the water coming down in your mouth as it makes you all wet, Dr. Midas? Have you ever been to the park where they let the drinking fountain just run on auto and you're drinking from the drinking fountain and consider that the earth is flat and maybe you don't know the truth of the earth or the math? How does the water just keep coming out of the drinking fountain without even pushing the button? How did those mechanical geniuses get the water to flow?
Too obvious. It's called pressure, and that water comes from a container within the drinking fountain. So, the floors, which are leading to the drinking fountain. So, again, you're pointing to containers. Can you show us how you can have a mass of water, more than 1 or 2 drops? It's not kind of.
Can you repeat the cereal experiment for us?
Anything massive that we brought. What do you have?
Yeah, can you tell us about the cereal simulation experiment, Dr. Midas?
How do you have a mass of water without a container? This is just one question.
Run us through the cereal again. Run us through the cereal.
Because you're saying that round earth exists. The round earth exists.
I didn't quite understand the cereal.
It's not that complicated, dum-dum. It's not that complicated, dum-dum.
You have to go with.
You run us through the cereal experiment again?
Yes. What about what it
We're asking him.
Experiment without a container, a beaker, and
Can you give us the cereal experiment?
Why can't you figure it out? You're so dumb. Why aren't you smart?
Concrete understood that maybe he could run it through it for us.
That's getting
Construct the consonants with your cereal pieces, right? Now, the issue is try to do that without a bowl. Go ahead.
That's an experiment?
Yes.
What is it testing?
If you get a bowl haircut at 3 p.m. on a Friday and they're charging you $20 for a bowl haircut and they don't even give you the fame, I'm just asking a question here. Welcome back to another episode of Clown House Hypnosis, where people talk about anything, everything. It's a total waste of time. It's political. It's projection, it's hypnosis, and it's spam. And it's generally very low IQ, talking about nothing and wasting all your time. Anyways, I'll give you back the mic. Thanks for listening to my little interlude. I'm going to go read a book and go to the gym. I am complete. I give you back to your spam.
Yeah, your brain deadedness was too powerful for me. Yeah,
That's a very...
The brain lab has fully set in. The name of this room, bro, is called Brain Rot.
That's the smartest insult I've ever heard in my life.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Brain Rot. It's a banger. It's called Brain Rot. Welcome back to the Brain Rot. Hi, everybody. To all the brain rot sufferers out there. Welcome back to the Brain Rot. Welcome back to the Brain Rot. That's right, it's all brain rot.
Comedy, Bob. Come on, Bob.
Well, hold on. We have to change so you can raise your hand.
Well, this is showing y'all a little.
Can you move comedy to the group?
I was asking about the rain clouds. So there's no container for that water. It's up in the sky, flying around. There's no container.
We're so fucking obsessed.
Welcome back to the brain rot, brain rot, brain rot, brain rot.
You want to respond to everything I say, bro? Like, get a fucking hobby, read a book. Go play a video game or something. You obsessed weirdo.
I'm trying to ask about rain.
Sorry, Roy. It's not politics.
But hey, what is the container that holds the rain in the sky before it
The
rains?
cloud itself is water vapor, right? It's a container. It contains. We're talking about vapor. You're running from the argument about running to clouds, but so when the water comes from the clouds, does it come like out of a bucket, or does it come in drops?
Runs the cloud.
I'm looking the water, and this is why your rain clouds won't help. So can you go back to the experiment and show us how water can stay on the surface and fall? I have a cereal bowl. Very simple. Everybody can go and get it.
I don't know, but it's the container that the
You don't fucking listen, Roybus. He's talking.
You don't know what evidence is.
What are you talking about?
Listen, I don't get how that's funny, but that's how my ears work. The evidence is this. Look, there's no fingerprints. There's no fingerprints on the gun. The evidence is pointing to no fingerprints being on the gun. That's what the evidence is. No fingerprints being on the gun. And the claim that they want to use to bolster it, right? Hey, a ghost did it. My evidence is there's no fingerprints on the gun. It isn't good evidence. You know what it is? It's evidence. No, it's not.
I'm gonna create a new room. It's gonna be called Clown House Brain Rot Spam.
Niggas stuff coming in. I'm on my head. Comedy pop up, boy. Let's see how funny you will.
He gonna put us on his YouTube. He's so irritating.
Oh, you know, it's not funny. Shit.
Okay, this is Clown House Brain Rot Spam. Did you hear them? That was funny. They're like, she immediately labeled me as not funny and spam. And she used the hard R on me. Okay, this is Clown House Brain Rot Spam.
What do you have? What do you have?
Can you tell us about the serial simulation experiment, Dr. Myers?
How do you have a mass of water without a container? This is just one question.
Wait, rush to the cereal again. Rush to the cereal.
No, you give me because you're saying that round earth exists. And round earth exists.
I didn't quite understand the cereal. It's not that complicated, dum-dum. It's not that complicated, dum-dum.
You have to go with
You understand the cereal experiment again?
Yes.
What about what it was? We're asking him. Okay, you understand cereal experiment?
chemistry experiment without a container, a beaker, or
Can you give us the cereal experiment?
Why can't you figure it out? You're so dumb. Why aren't you smart?
Concrete understood that maybe he could run it through for us.
That's gonna be it.
Obviously. So you get a bowl.
Poor hacks, and let them be turned out to grass. Proof is only possible in mathematics, and mathematics is only a matter of arbitrary conventions. And yet doubt is a good servant, but a bad master. A perfect mistress, but a nagging wife. White is the lash of the overseer. White is black is the watchword of the slave. The master takes no heed. The Chinese cannot help thinking that the octave has 5 notes. The more necessary anything appears to my mind, the more certain it is that I only assert a limitation. I slept with faith and found a corpse in my arms on waking. I drank and danced all night with doubt and found her a virgin in the morning. Chapter 46, Buttons and Rosettes. The cause of sorrow is the desire of the one to the many, or of the many to the one. This also is the cause of joy. But the desire of one to another is all of sorrow. Its birth is hunger, and its death satiety. The desire of the moth for the star at least saves him satiety. Hunger thou, O man, for the infinite. Be insatiable even for the finite. Thus, at the end, shalt thou devour the finite and become the infinite. Be thou more greedy than the shark, more full of yearning than the wind among the pines. The weary pilgrim struggles on. The satiated pilgrim stops. The road winds uphill. All law, all nature must be overcome. Do this by virtue of that in thyself, before which law and nature are but shadows. Chapter 47, Windmill Words. Asana gets rid of anatomy consciousness. Pranayama gets rid of physiology consciousness. Involuntary breaks. Yama and Nayama get rid of ethical consciousness. Voluntary breaks. Pratyahara gets rid of the objective. Dharana.
Wouldn't it be great if you could read and manage your business?
Nan-in, a Japanese master during the Meiji era, received a university professor who came to inquire about Zen. Nan-in served tea. He poured his visitor's cup full, then kept on pouring. The professor watched the overflow until he no longer could restrain himself. It is overfull, no more will go in. Like this cup, Nan-in said, you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? Gudo was the emperor's teacher of his time. Nevertheless, he used to travel alone as a wandering mendicant. Once when he was on his way to Edo, the cultural and political center of the shogunate, he approached a little village named Takenaka. It was evening and a heavy rain was falling. Gudo was thoroughly wet, his straw sandals were in pieces. At a farmhouse near the village, he noticed 4 or 5 pairs of sandals in the window and decided to buy some dry ones. The woman who offered him the sandals, seeing how wet he was, invited him to remain for the night in her home. Gudo accepted, thanking her. He entered and recited a sutra before the family shrine. He then was introduced to the woman's mother and to her children. Observing that the entire family was depressed, Gudo asked what was wrong. My husband is a gambler and a drunkard, the housewife told him. When he happens to win, he drinks and becomes abusive. When he loses, he borrows money from others. Sometimes when he becomes thoroughly drunk, he does not come home at all. What can I do? I will help him, said Gudo. Here is some money. Get me a gallon of fine wine and something good to eat. Then you may retire. I will meditate before the shrine. When the man of the house returned about midnight, quite drunk, he bellowed, Hey, wife, I'm home. Have you something for me to eat? I have something for you, said Gudo. I happen to be calling the rain, and your wife kindly asked me to remain here for the night. In return, I have bought brought some wine and fish, so you might as well have them. The man was delighted. He drank the wine at once and laid himself down on the floor. Guido sat in meditation beside him. In the morning, when the husband awoke, he had forgotten about the previous night. "Who are you? Where do you come from?" he asked Guido, who still was meditating. "I am Guido of Kyoto, and I am going on to Edo," replied the Zen master. The man was utterly ashamed. He apologized profusely to the teacher of his emperor. Guido smiled. "Everything in this life is impermanent," he explained. "Life is very brief. If you keep on gambling and drinking, you will have no time left to accomplish anything else. And you pay you for this wonderful teaching. Let me see you off and carry your things a little way." "If you wish," assented Guido. The two started out. After they had gone 3 miles, Guido told him to return. "Just another 5 miles," he begged Guido. They continue on. "You may return now," suggested Guido. "Another 10 miles," the man replied. "Return now," said Guido when the 10 miles had been passed. "I'm going to follow you all the rest of my life," declared the man. Modern Zen teachers in Japan spring from the lineage of a famous master who was the successor of Guido. His name was Munan, the man who never turned back. The Zen master Hakuin was praised by his neighbors as one living a pure life. A beautiful Japanese girl whose parents owned a food store lived near him. Suddenly, without any warning, her parents discovered she was with child. This made her parents angry. She would not confess who the man was, but after much harassment, at last named Hakuin. In great anger, the parents went to the master. "Is that so?" was all he would say. After the child was born, it was brought to Hakuin. By this time, he had lost his reputation, which did not trouble him. But he took very good care of the child. He obtained milk from his neighbors and everything else the little one needed. A year later, the girl mother could stand it no longer. She told her parents the truth, that the real father of the child was a young man who worked in the fish market. The mother and father of the girl at once went to Hakuin to ask his forgiveness, to apologize at length, and to get the child back again. The Master Bankei's talks were attended not only by Zen students, but by persons of all ranks and sects. He never quoted sutras, nor indulged in scholastic dissertations. Instead, his words were spoken directly from his heart to the hearts of his listeners. His large audiences angered a priest of the Nichiren sect, because the adherents had left to hear about Zen. The self-centered Nichiren priest came to the temple, determined to debate with Bankei. "A Zen teacher," he called out, "wait a minute. Whoever respects you will obey what you say, but a man like myself does not respect you. Can you make me obey you?" "Come up beside me and I will show you," said Bankei. Proudly, the priest pushed his way through the crowd to the teacher. Bankei smiled. "Come over to my left side." The priest obeyed. "No," said Bankei, "we may talk better if you are on the right side. Step over here." The priest proudly stepped over to the right. "You see," observed Bankei, "you are obeying me, and I think you are a very gentle person. Now sit down and listen."